And it's really this amazing world, this universe that we're part of. And one of the questions is about how can we be more harmonious, be in touch with how everything is connected, and moving beyond the illusion that everything is separate, that we are separate from others, that we are separate from nature. We divided over the belief in God, different systems, different ideologies, but really about how we can come together. It was somehow a question that has always concerned me and lies basically at the foundation of this program, of Realize to Actualize. How we can realize, not only realize our oneness, our unity, our common unity, but how to actualize ourselves based upon that awareness and realize that we are all one. We're more alike than we are different. If you just imagine if you learn to live in accordance with that awareness, that there are no strangers, that there are no enemies, that ultimately it is all about what we focus on, which creates our reality. And so if you focus on the disharmony, if you focus on the war, if you focus on the suffering, you ultimately create more. Because these are part of the reality we were born into, and part of a reality we really cannot change. Even though it's so much easier to focus on the problems outside of us. But it is so much more difficult, and that's what I'm trying to really point in the awareness of, is that change begins from within. We can change ourselves, we can work on ourselves, we can learn to be more patient, more kind, we can bring more love to the world, more understanding. And it begins as we change our focus, trying to change others, working on ourselves. Because through the experience of others, we can learn, we can grow. And this is not about what we agree with. It's not even about what we like. But it is about accepting what is. It's learning to see the world as it is. Not as we want it or need it to be. So we're not comparing things outside of us to ourselves, which in a way we all have a tendency of doing that. But it is really by being more natural, by being in tune with how things are, with what is, and having a peaceful attitude, a peaceful mindset, which really begins from within. And it starts there with the awareness that we cannot change things outside of us, and we're not even supposed to do that. Because then, when we are focusing on changing things outside of us, we are tampering with a reality that is not ours to tamper with, to change with. What we can change is our own perceptions, our own responses, our own reactions, our own patterns, our own habits. The energy we send out to the universe, the energy we send out to others, and how we approach others. And by doing this, by changing our focus, changing our attitude, changing ourselves, we can change this world. In order to really become that change this world needs, we need to begin looking at ourselves, facing ourselves, and moving beyond our own limitations, our own shortcomings, which is something that we never learn. Become so focused on things, achievement, production, consumption, and become attached to the physical world. We become attached to our opinions, our views. We hold on to those. This is how we identify ourselves. This is what we defend against. And ultimately, that's the root of all argument, of all violence, all war. We can move beyond that as we learn to let go of those attachments. Opening ourselves up to the things that lie beyond the self, beyond our own perceptions, beyond our own opinions, our own limited understanding. And there we can grow in wisdom, we grow grow in knowledge. You can help us to come together with others, moving beyond the separation, the alienation, the mind versus yours, the illusion of duality, until we realize everything is connected. We are all one. Then opening ourselves up, of course, to the things that are new, to the things that are different, what we don't understand. We might not even like it. It might be uncomfortable to us because we don't understand it. Yet it is part of the greater reality surrounding us. And as we're opening ourselves up to that, we can grow in a new awareness. We can open up our horizon, our mind. And that is how we consciously evolve. Through experience. Because every experience then is part of the lesson plan. We realize that everything that happens to us is part of a lesson plan. Every experience. Especially those things that are difficult for us to deal with. If we learn to look at life this way, and things that happen to us, we welcome them. Those that are pleasant, wonderful experiences, and of course we all want those. We all want more love, more happiness, more joy, more appreciation. It makes us feel good. And then when things are difficult, loss, rejection, frustration, we feel lonely, we feel isolated, we feel depressed. We don't want that. We reject that. But all those experiences are part of what can guide us to a better awareness, to higher awareness. It can help us to understand ourselves better, help us to understand life better. And yeah, as we practice this kind of openness, we can naturally, gradually, beautifully evolve through all experiences. There we move beyond the sense of, or the wrong sense of self, which we have gained. Because the ego is part of that. It is all about my way, and my rights, and my opinions, and my views, and mine versus you. This new awareness, there is no such thing. There's only us. There's only one. I really believe it is time for us to come together as one. To sing the song or to align ourselves with the vibration of being part of this universe. One song, one spirit, one mind, one body. Throughout human history we have been divided. We have been fighting countless wars over the idea of mine versus yours. Not realizing that ultimately we're hurting ourselves as we hurt others. Love is all there is. And all is one, and one is all. That is what God is all about. There is no separation. If you put this awareness into practice, not just realize that for yourself, but you actualize yourself based upon that awareness, which is a matter of living in accordance with that, practicing oneness, practicing love, practicing peace, practicing freedom, to be free and to allow others to be free as well. That's what can help us to come together in this world and to become the change we want to see. I really believe it's time for that, for a new beginning. It's time for us to make history and create a better world beginning from within ourselves.